Hello everyone. Oh, I have one viewer, so cool. Hello. Say something. I may see the comment. Do you hear me? So welcome to chat. Hello everyone. I don't know if you come to this stream or not, doesn't matter. I have list of topics anyway. I have food for tonight. I will eat something. It's a surprise what I will eat. This is my kitchen if you don't know. So please, viewer, put some likes. Say something because I want to see the chat. Okay, doesn't matter. So I have a list of topics that we will discuss today. It's very boring without viewers, but it's okay. I don't know how it will be for my connection. I hope you like my dress. I prepared a special dress. So I have an idea. I want to make a project especially for dear foreigners who miss Russian girls, and I'm sure that they miss dating with Russian girls, and I see how they became active to in Tinder. Everybody want to discuss with you something, and they say, so as borders are closed, I want to make online datings. So please, dear foreigners, I prepare online dating especially for you. And what I think that I should make kind of daily, not daily, when it's every week, how it's called. So every Sunday I will do some video like that. Yes, because now I can't do video very often because now I have thousands of things to do. What I'm doing, why I don't have time. I investigate singing, I try to sing, and I investigate writing the book. Really, I write the book. We will discuss it later. Hello, new viewers. Please send me hello because I want to see that you are here. And say that you like my dress. I prepared especially for our dating. I hope you will send some messages. And we'll put some likes too. So how it's in Russia? So still you didn't send me money for dinner. I will have dinner in my house. So that is my house, that is my kitchen. Now I will show you what I will eat tonight. Oh, hello. And for tonight I have sushi from supermarket. Why from supermarket? Listen guys, maybe next time I will do this, like that. Do you hear me? Maybe next time I will do more like dating in a restaurant, but the first time I was so afraid of that and I was nervous. I want to see how it will work in reality, because you know how it's called, the special word when these different famous bloggers, they eat in front of camera and they discuss something. There is this special, very difficult word. It's a kind of mukbang. Mukbang. I don't know the word. Doesn't matter. So I will do that today for you. I have food. It's like that. Maybe you want to see like that. Yes? No. Yes? That is better? No, because this field electric is not so big. So because this stupid AliExpress didn't send me very good, nice microphones, radio microphone. I have to wait until 25 April, because it's stopped somewhere on custom. I ordered this stupid radio microphone, but it still didn't arrive. I have argumentation with AliExpress, so next time maybe. What topics we will discuss today? It's all your favorite topics about Navalny, about Chechens, about coronavirus, about Armenia, about Turkey, because as you know, the Turkey is very close now, about Russian jails, because I suppose a lot of journalists and all this media who say something about Russia, for sure they say something about Russian jails. And if you still didn't know, please research my video about Russian jails, because I did the project for this topic. You will like it. And this is so funny, because it was exactly a year ago, just before coronavirus. And we did, with Lacroix, we did a special report for magazine, not for newspaper Lacroix, but for magazine, exactly about political prisoners in Russia. So I know this topic very well. And so, step by step. If you have some questions, you can put the question, you can put in comments in the chat. So, and Belarus and everything about Lukashenko. So, as you know, it was assessment to, no, not assessment, assault. Yes, it was assault on Lukashenko. It's a very funny story. It's like the same, you remember, like Lukashenko says it, we for our spies, they succeed to get phone call from John to Smith, and they discuss Lukashenko. Do you remember this stupid story? Who kind of they prepare murder of Putin and everything. Do you remember the story? It was just in September, as I remember. It's in September. And what happened now? Vice versa, like Putin saves Lukashenko. Very funny. So what it was? What was the news? I will tell you what is that. That was, for me, that was very strange science. It's like special language when one president say in front of another president something, after that media discuss it, and that is so funny with media how it works, because media, they have to publish this information, they have to publish this information, and all this media, they say Russian FSB stop with stop this attempt to kill Lukashenko. What the hell? That is very funny. But I hope with that they kind of, as we call it in Russia, we try to touch the bottom. Yes, kind of they try to understand what bullshit, what level of bullshit is acceptable. Maybe it's too difficult, no? So now I will tell you how it's there in Belarus. I suppose you want to know how it's there in Belarus. I investigated all this. I investigated in Telegram, because for sure I'm subscribed on all these Telegram channels of Belarusian, as they call themselves, white, red, white kind of flag, and after that another people who are not protesters, they call them libres, or always, you know how these parts don't got much time, but in future I would join to stream to talk. Okay, later. Listen, how it's to see all comments. I have computer here too, because I want to see all comments, and in fact my eyes is not very good. Maybe I should put glasses. Wait, I will put the glasses like that. I will see everything, and I will be so beautiful. You will see. I hope you like it. And for sure, I'm more beautiful like that. Okay, so let's continue. So for protesters now, even these protesters, they accept that all protest is stopped. How they explain that? They explain that because protesters afraid, and maybe in some points it's true. And that is funny. What is funny in Belarus that now people who can, they use these protests in their commercial purposes, in their commercial goals. For example, in that city where I born, they had a certain company who produced these signs outside. Yes, and I worked there too. And there were two different companies, small companies, it's a small business. And one of companies supported Tikhanovskaya and all these protesters, and another company set them up, inform police and different tax services, etc., about this company. And how it usually happened in Russia, if you come to some company with, how it's called, audit, do you understand this word? They will, for sure, they will find anything. I knew that, I know that because I'm, my education, I'm accountist. So everybody understands that if they want, they will find different frauds, not exactly frauds, different mistakes in your documents. I wonder if there's some Japanese. I suppose you want to see how I'm eating or not. I can eat with that. And we will watch what is the next topic to discuss. So, assault on Lukashenko. A few words more about that. So, of course, nobody believes in that. Even Lukashenko don't believe in that. Everybody understands that it's any joke and hoax, how you call it. But in the same time, as I say, media have to publish it, and after that, everybody discuss it. Media works like that, to hide any information, to screen any information. You need to prepare this hoax. Yes? How we call that in Russia? We use this word консерва. Консерва. I will show you what is консерва in Russian. Learn in Russian. I have the stuff. Do you know what is the stuff? Do you know what is the stuff? That is, you know, this surströmming. That is this terrible, how it's called, herring. Herring, yes? From Norway, I have it. So that is консерва, okay? That is консерва. What it means? It means that it's prepared. This news, I don't know, fake news, hoax, after that, how it's called, so they prepare different important news, and next time when there is some event, of course, media, not media exactly, different media, they publish all news, what they investigate during yesterday, for example. So they publish all this news, and if you need to screen, and if you are Putin and you need to screen some news, I don't know, about tax, for example, about movements of army, etc., etc., you open консерва. What is консерва else? That is, for example, they say that Putin, you know, when they prepare different photo shots with Putin, like Putin and Shoigu are in Siberia, but they say that in fact, yes, that is Scandinavian stuff. So I want to say that this. Did you saw this video? Hello, Sanya. Did you saw that video that Putin and Shoigu in Siberia? You know what this is? It's absolutely not Siberia. Everybody discusses this beautiful quote of Putin and Shoigu. All foreigners asked me if it's traditional clothes for Siberia, what is very possible to buy. But in conclusion, they say somebody says that in fact it's not Russian clothes. It's Canadian, special Canadian costume or something. So that the trip, it was not in reality. Can you imagine? The same was you know, this celebration 19 January in Russia. It's called Christianity or baptism, yes. And at this day, Russian people, religious Russian people, swim in lakes and in rivers. And they say that of course Putin didn't swim in any cold river, because as you understand in Russia all rivers are very close, very frozen at this period. So Putin was not in frozen water, it was staged, it was just a show. So that is conserva. For Navalny, I have impression that this story with Navalny is conserva to whole project. It's kind of, it was prepared and it was waiting for their time. 17 minutes already and I didn't eat. In fact, I prepare 1 hour for this dinner. So I have impression that we will not discuss all topics that I prepared, but that is very good. That will motivate me to meet with you next time in next summer, Sunday. How it's difficult to speak. I'm so nervous. Так. Next topic, why I don't like Navalny. I will tell you why I don't like, because this guy attracts all opposition lines, branches, etc. Yes. So he just attracts all opposition branches and all opposition people, because in fact, if not Navalny, I will explain you something. If not Navalny, our country would become communist country, because I promise you that I have impression that if communist party would be a bit stronger, a lot of Russian people will support them, especially eldest people, because they have these memories. And when you talk with eldest, all of them, they say no, we want communism, etc., because they had very good recollections from that time. And if you don't know what did Yeltsin, for example, and everything like it was in 90s, because Yeltsin, what he says that the most important the most important is to stop this red party. We will do everything to stop this red party. We will give freedom for all republics. We will make nationalization, privatization, etc. to stop red army and red party. So they did everything to not give power to communist party. I really think so. And what I see now, that yes, it could be so. So how I eat, you want to know? Like regularly. I don't know, maybe Japanese people will attack me. I do that. After that, like that. So I see my plan fails. It's impossible in 1 hour to eat, to discuss, to show something. This time I'm with water, but for sure next time I will drink something more strong. So, no, I can't say that I'm communist. I don't care. I want to say that all these people who are oppositioners in Russia, who are not satisfied with Putin, and a lot of people who are not satisfied in Putin, it's a copy from Belarus. In Belarus, there was a lot of people who didn't like Lukashenko. But after with this story with Tikhanovskaya, Lukashenko, he jumped on this wave. He used Tikhanovskaya, and I don't know if he prepared Tikhanovskaya or not. If he didn't do that, he should. The same for Navalny. Yes. What happened? These protesters now have very bad reputation in Russia and in Belarus. Why it happened? Because they were not prepared. Tikhanovskaya wasn't prepared, and Navalny wasn't very no, he was prepared by I don't know whom, especially to look stupid. You know, when there is a special, like when you take ugly girlfriend with you, when you go to bar, you take with you ugly girlfriend, yes, to look better. So Tikhanovskaya and Navalny, it's ugly girlfriends for these guys to look better. Damn, 22 minutes already. Terrible. What I want to say is that I don't see any difference between Navalny and Putin. I have impression that we are on the same way as USA when they have two parties and two types of media. One part of media support one party, second part of media support another party. Because now what I see for media, I see that media absolutely divided on two parts in Russia. Official, VGTRK, yes, it's all these official channels, and second branch of media, and there are a lot of them, and it's Khodorkovsky's channel. Different Khodorkovsky channel, Open Russia, they link it with Open Russia. What is Open Russia? You can investigate. Yes, that is all media who obey to Khodorkovsky. What they do in their regular life, they just produce different news and they repeat one after another. Yes, and this radio freedom, it's so bullshit, so wasted, so disgusting channel. I understood that during Belarus protest, and now what I see in Russia, because I have impression that they publish fakes. It's just my own opinion. I don't have any proofs. I just see, sometimes I see how it's staged. That's all. I don't know how to prove it. So, I don't know where you get information about Russia. I will tell you my own opinion, how I see that in my circle. And I see in my circle that when media, for example, Echo of Moscow, yes, very popular, one kind of almost opposition channel. And they now they have two main topics, Navalny and vaccination. They support vaccination, all of the journalists did this vaccine, and of course they support Navalny. And what I want to say is that when they begin to discuss Navalny, these protesters, they begin to comment, yes, at last Navalny will free, freedom for Navalny, relieve Navalny, and everything like that. And majority of people, they just say, we are tired of this surname, we can't hear that, he is the censor of Putin, Putin will give power to Navalny, Navalny is a project of Kremlin. What I want to say, if he was not project of Kremlin, he should be invented. Yes, about the protest. Yes, because it's fresh news. That is something that I want to discuss with you about this protest that happened this Wednesday. So on this Wednesday, that was a very strange protest because Putin succeeded to stop the protest. They begin to arrest people. No, that is something really strange, because they begin to arrest people the day before, just on the streets. I have impression that they did that was the same in Belarus. They deliberately wanted to show, to present how police is aggressive, to make this wave, media wave. And what I saw that okay, in Moscow, more or less, there were some people, yes, on this demonstration. There were 13,000, but for Moscow, it's nothing I can say. And in St. Petersburg, there were a lot of police and a lot of media, yes, journalists, and just certain protesters, and all of them were arrested. A lot of people were arrested, but not all of... So, about numbers, yes, they say that a lot of people arrested in Russia, but if you open media and if you see how many people were arrested on Wednesday, you will see that there were 1,500 people all over the Russia. On the videos that I saw, there were not not a lot of people on the street, and the most disgusting that I tried to find by hashtags on Instagram, I didn't find anything. I don't know whom sucks Instagram, that I was not able to find any hashtags there from this manifestation. You just can't see. Funny, I tried different words and by this way its position, etc., and I didn't find anything. But I can tell you that it was the same when it was murder of Navalny. Yes, I can say that at that day I tried to find anything. Lives of ordinary people. What do you mean? Are you talking about Belarus or what? I can tell you that between two parts of society, yes, as in Belarus, this society is split now on two parts, and now the same happens in Russia, because I see that, so in Russia especially, yes, there was one society, but now it's splitting, because some part of people, if before people were, majority of people were indifferent for Navalny, for Putin, they didn't care, yes, but now this borderline became so visible, because these regular people, they begin to hate Navalny. Can you imagine? They hate him. They say, we can't hear about this Navalny anymore. We don't believe to this media. For both countries. So I explained that they split our society, that's all. And one part of society call another part of society sheeps, and vice versa. They just call one another stupid sheeps. Oh, it's so cool when you are not citizen of the country where you live. You can think everything what you want, and you can do not participate to this difficult choice. Guys, so many interesting topics to discuss. So, what I want to say, last news about Navalny. Yes, now we will discuss Navalny. Last news for Navalny. So, as you heard, he announced hunger strike. After that, he asked, please, I want to go to normal hospital, etc. And after that, what happened? Kind of alliance of doctors, it's special organization, it's called Alliance of Doctors. They asked Navalny to stop with this hunger strike. But in all these stories, yes, you should investigate. Who is Alliance of Doctors? And I can tell you that Alliance of Doctors, its organization, it's very close friends of this fond of Navalny. And in fact, this Anastasia, what is her name? Maybe you saw this video, how she plays the piano and police come to her house, they try to arrest her, and she, at the same time, she plays the piano. That was this woman, so she is kind of doctor, how it's called, the doctor for eyes? I forget the word, sorry. So this Anastasia is the eye doctor of Navalny. And that is funny, but that she, for sure she is a fake doctor because almost died because of hunger strike. No, I don't think so. I don't know. There are no any video for this topic. I don't know why. Ophthalmologist, yes, exactly. And when she speaks, she absolutely doesn't look like any doctor. For sure, she is a speaker. Maybe she has this education or anything. It's a doctor, I can tell you. This doctor of Navalny appeared when Navalny got this green stuff on his face. Do you remember that some people put this green color on his face, and kind of one of his eyes were disturbed there, and this Anastasia helped him with these eyes. Very funny. So what I want to say that this story with staged show began. Can you imagine when? And that is so funny that you can immediately understand that who work with Navalny. Yes, because all of them, Любовь Sobol, this Anastasia, all these women, they speak the same. I don't know, they have this special pronunciation, this special speech. I can't mix it with somebody another. It's just group of people who say the same pronunciation. And absolutely the same in Belarus. There is a group of protesters. Yes, I'm absolutely sure that he did a fake hunger strike. Or it was very small hunger strike or anything. Because if he really did hunger strike, please, all this, I can tell you that these criminals with whom I met 1 year ago, they say that nobody will accept any hunger strike in jail. Because in jail, yes, they really care about the inmates, and especially if this inmate had some links to media, and as we did investigation about political prisoners, and as you understand, political prisoners are a bit under control of media. So if this kind of guy arrived to jail, all these security guards and the boss of jail, they will be very quiet, because they don't want to get some tolling off from Putin, because for sure if Putin will say that, look, what Putin can say to this boss of jail, he can say, all over the world discuss your jail, you are shame of Russia, please be quiet with Navalny, so that all over the world don't make any sanction against us. Yes, like that Putin will say like that to master of this jail, no? And master of this jail, for sure, he will do everything. You know, after that video with Navalny who drink tea, you know, I'm so full of doubts about all the stories, so that I can't say something about about Navalny, where he is. I'm not sure that he's in jail even. I don't know how we call it. In Russia, we call it black horse. It's a kind of secret person. You never know where you can believe him, when you can't believe him. This sushi is terrible, I can tell you. And now this Alliance Врачей, Alliance of Doctors, they say, we ask it, but it's not any alliance of doctors. It's a group of doctors who obey the font of Navalny. It's not any independent doctors or anything, yes? And kind of Navalny stop his hunger strike because this alliance of doctors asked him, please. That is funny. Ah, yes, I wanted to discuss with you Eurovision. I want to discuss with you Eurovision. Did you heard that this Manisha kind of, she were presented to go to Eurovision from Russia, but kind of some jury of some people, they didn't like that she is from Tajikistan or anything from Tatarstan. I don't remember, kind of she is not Russian, that is why, that is ethnically Tajik, I think. So kind of Russian people say, no, we don't want that Russia would be presented with a girl who are Asian girl. Yes, you heard this news or not? Because some my European media asked me if it's true or not. So I tell you, if you open a bid to investigate who is this woman and what is the song she presented, I read what is the woman and I read the words of the song, and you know what, I don't care what is her information. I don't want she go to Eurovision I don't want she go to Eurovision with this song from my country. I'll explain you why. Because she is golden kid. She is from a rich family. Her grandfather was journalist, author, writer. He has a monument in her city, in Baku, or where she from. They have monument of him. So she is a girl from good family, yes. And she did the song. That is so funny. She did the song, Russian woman, be strong, be independent. Little bit this song that you talk about. No, I don't know the song. And she say in this, the text of this song, Russian woman, be strong and independent, you can win everybody. And if you know Russian girls a bit, you will understand that all these feminist annons and phrases, it's very strange for my society. For Russia, we don't like it, we don't accept it. So I want to say that Russian people, I don't know, and this jury and all these critics who discuss it, they didn't accept this song, not because of her nationality. I know that for sure you say that all Russian are nationalist and racist, etc. But in this case, you should investigate what is the song. Ask translation in your language and you will understand. If you know Russia a bit, you will understand why we don't like this song. But her parents, with grandfather who was journalist and the author, they justify themselves. They presented kind of, it's not because of song, but it's because of our nationality, because we're Tajiks. Who cares? 90% of top 100 Russia, all of them are Tajiks, I can tell you. So I understand I don't like the rice. So next topic, yes? Yes, about YouTube and RuTube. Did you hear this news that maybe what were the lyrics to your karaoke song in Dagestan? So the story in Dagestan, I will tell you. There were the words like where I can buy Louboutin shoes. I'm all the time blocked in shops because I have 37 and it's very difficult to find my size of shoes. And I said, and there was a song like, what the fuck you don't have my size? What the fuck you don't have my size? And there was rude word like fucking. It was exactly like that. And when I pronounce this word in Dagestan, they blocked it, they blocked the music and they blocked the micro. But in fact, it was not anything. It was about just where is my size of shoes in the shop? Why you don't have it? So for singing, yes, I practice the singing. Soon I will record something for you. I have certain ideas for that. Коробейники. I will show you. You know this song, the most Russian song. Эх, полным-полна моя коробушка, есть и ситец, и парча. For sure you know this song, you heard that. And after that, очи черные. Очи черные, очи страстные, очи жгучие и прекрасные. For sure you know this song too, so I will prepare this kind of cliché Russian kitsch songs. About Dagestan and Chechnya. Yes, guys, I forget to discuss with this topic about Chechnya. How they delete my video. Oh, it's just incredible. What a stupid teenagers. That is so funny. So how it was with the video. I explain you, I did this video, Chechens in France. Yes, and in fact, yes, in this video, so, and I did the mistake because in this video, in fact, I protect Chechenian, I justify them, I explain to them that kind of it's not their fault, they didn't have this choice, it's their religion, it's their behavior, it's their education. And all these stupid Chechenian teenagers, they complain on me, they complain and complain because they was not able to watch this video completely. They just hear that white people say something about Chechenian and after that they really became aggressive. They even don't hear you. What a stupid teenagers. So, and they complain on me, and after that my video was this video about Chechens in France. It was blocked, but for what? Not because I insulted them, no, because I protect them. Can you imagine? So now I have a plan. I will make new video Chechens in France and in Europe, and I will not protect them if they don't want. I protect them, okay? I will say how they're terrible. No, I will say only true. But I have to present that parts of Chechenians that they like. They don't like when I protect them, okay? I will blame them. Because how I know that? Because I have video about Chechenians already, and mostly I blame them, and nobody deleted that another video, my previous video, yes, about Chechens in Moscow, Caucasian in Moscow. Stupid people. So about Dagestan and Chechnya. I did a video about the Dagestani wedding, yes. I never was in Chechnya, but in Dagestan, what is the difference? As I understand, in Chechnya, it's even more cruel, like, doesn't matter what it was. No, it was not thumbnail. It was because I supported terrorism. I got this message from them. They watched my video, and I did a phrase there. I remember that I did a mistake because I say, if it not happened, if this would not happen, it should happen. Yes, because. But it was in a sense like it might happen, must happen, etc. But in English version, yes, it could sounds like it should happen, like it's my wish. It's not about thumbnails, okay? And on my next video, I will use the same picture. You will see if I will not protect Chechens, this video will not forbidden. Just an experiment, especially for my Chechenian friends, who are so smart. You will see, nobody care about you. So, yes, as Ahmed is here, so I will tell you. So, Putin closed the border with Turkey. Yes, I suppose Turkish people are very happy with that, but Russian people absolutely not happy with that too. Can you imagine that a lot of Russians who lost their money, their plans, people cry. Can you imagine? Just adult people, families, they were crying because they bought these tickets and everything, and after that they can't go to Turkey. But in the same time, they open Egypt, they open Serbia and Montenegro. Yes. But price for tickets just incredible. When I was in Turkey, it was this winter time. I paid for tickets from Moscow to Turkey. I paid 50 euro one side ticket, and so it's like 100 for 2 tickets. It's just nothing. Yes, and now all these flights to go somewhere to Montenegro, it's like 400 euro with plus 2 stops and all stop by night. So situation is terrible. Now with these holidays, everybody go to Yalta, to Crimea. Can you imagine the prices in Crimea today, in Sochi? Just incredible. Very, very sad situation. And I don't know who arranged this situation. Maybe some friends from Egypt, or how it's happened that immediately Egypt opened their borders and they waiting for flight from Kiev to Montenegro. And how Russian people can go to Ukraine, tell me? Listen, I'm traveler now, I'm suffering because now I'm just staying in Russia. It's impossible to travel somewhere because there are a lot of restrictions. So, about coronavirus. So, what I see now that Russian people are absolutely coronavirus dissidents. Because I see that nobody outside put any masks, people don't clean their hands. I did the party on Wednesday. I did the party, not big party. I don't know, like for 6 person, and I was so surprised. Okay, so a lot of people who drive their cars or they use the taxi. But all of my friends who come to my place, they didn't clean their hands. I don't know, maybe they were shy or what. They didn't clean their hands, and for sure they didn't had any so I'm not Chechenian, they fight with everybody. ankle, and feeling better. So I will show you. It's like that. Oh, what you saw there. I hope I will go to sport next. It was a compliment for my boobs. It's okay. So the guy says that he likes how my boobs moves. So next, for coronavirus and for vaccination. So nobody wants this vaccine. I don't know how to explain it because our media didn't frighten us enough. We don't afraid of coronavirus. Nobody wants make this vaccination because some media publish information that the different doctors who obligatory have to make this vaccination. So doctors block their job. Doctors drop their job because they don't want to make a vaccine. I just describe the situation, how it's here now, because I will not say any of my own opinion about that, because as you understand, YouTube can block me or anything. I just explain you that Russian people, we don't want to do this vaccine. Because our media present the situation from another side, and when I talk with Europeans, I see that your society is split on two parts. Your society is split on two parts, and if we discuss Lukashenko and Putin, you discuss vaccination and all these lockdowns or not, and not. They show your manifestations, your rallies, how Europeans fight to stop your lockdown. And after that, of course, they compare how it's in Russia, freedom everywhere. Also about Russian jails, I said so about YouTube and YouTube. So they say that maybe YouTube will be blocked in Russia. Can you imagine how we will live? For me, it's kind of they will block TV and they will open YouTube. YouTube works now. Why they want to block YouTube? Because it's kind of answer. Because kind of YouTube depress video of Solovyov, is kind of main propagandist of Kremlin. So as YouTube depress Solovyov because he doesn't have enough of views, Kremlin decided to block YouTube. I'm absolutely not happy with that, but I hope VPN will work. And I don't work for Russia too, so I don't care. Belarus banned Nivea Cosmetic and Skoda and Tissot. It's a watch because these three companies who didn't pay for the advertising, they were sponsors. I will read a bit later. So these three companies, Nivea, Skoda, and Tissot, it's a watch. So they were sponsors of hockey tournament in Belarus, and they refused to pay their sponsorship these payments, and they say that if this championship will be in Belarus, they will not work, they will not sponsor it. So this, how it's called, hockey organization, hockey league, or how they call, they sent the guy to Lukashenko, who asked him, I don't know what he asked, he was very polite, etc. But Lukashenko say, no, anyway, I will not stop to be a president. So these organizations these companies refuse to be a sponsor of championship, and from now all these companies, three companies, they can't sell their goods in Belarus, and they begin with Nivea. So kind of some laboratory did investigation of Nivea cosmetic, and they say that they have any problems, because as you understand, all laboratory and experts, if they want, they will find mistakes. So, and these laboratories, they find mistakes in Nivea. Like that, they banned Nivea in Belarus. It's very funny. And as I told you, that is the beginning of Iron Wall. We will have two policies again. There will be USSR, and there will be West and Europe. And we will be divided by two. We will be divided on two parts. And we will not able to move without vaccination. Vaccination will be very expensive and difficult. Flights will be very expensive, etc. You will see, we will be like in 1970s. And Russia, Belarus, and Ukraine will arrange their own state. So your questions. It's really sad how oppressed the Russian people are. The Kremlin is upset with control. What do you think about Sputnik? So we don't care about vaccination. I explain you that yes, there is. It's the same was with coronavirus. I don't know. I have impression that only rich and popular people and celebrities had this corona. No, of course, in my circle I know some people who had coronavirus too. And for vaccination the same. Only celebrities, different big doctors, I don't know, politicians, etc. Putin did some vaccine. Nobody knows what is the vaccine. So only celebrities are interested in vaccine. Regular people, we're afraid. 3 minutes more. So it was my just first experiment. Maybe next time I will be in restaurant. Tell me how it's better to be in restaurant during this conversation, or at home. So about this rally on Wednesday, yes, I say about that that nobody were on this rally. So I say that 1,500 arrested, and among them St. Petersburg. St. Petersburg, it's 6 million, yes, you know. So they were arrested. 36 people were punished. 36 people. It's really. Yes, you're welcome. Tell me what could be interesting for you more. So for Belarus, I told you already that this mood in the chats decrease a lot. They don't believe to Tikhanovskaya already, and now all these protesters are split again, because some part of them, they say yes, we support Tikhanovskaya, and another say that Tikhanovskaya makes stupid decisions. I can't free Navalny because I have impression that he is on the freedom. And about coronavirus more. So we had some cases of this. That is so strange, because state, for one hand, they push people to make vaccination. For another hand, they show dissidents, vaccination dissidents, and different. After that, we have this strong movement of people who don't want to use the masks. 30 seconds more. So this time it wasn't very cool. Next time I will prepare more Yes, maybe I will cook something for myself because this dish is absolutely terrible. I will prepare more questions, and I want to make it more like in format of dating. Yes, dating with a Russian girl. Tell me how to do that better. And okay, last question. Free Navalny, that is not interesting. So I can tell you my own opinion, yes, about this vaccination. I can tell you, did you heard about red Russian tooth? So yes, I have impression that Belarus and Russia will unify, but another states like former USSR states will unify too to one country. No, maybe not even country, but it's kind of. I have impression that anti-vaccination camp. Yes, because now they use this vaccination and different coronavirus for everything. Yes, with this coronavirus you can make any borders that you want. What I want to say? What I want to say? So why I don't want make vaccine for myself? Because I had red Russian teeth, this one and this one. What it means? It means when I was a kid, it was in Soviet Union, and doctors they use special formalin to make this stuff plump on your teeth. And so I was 10 years old. This woman did, I don't know, something in my mouth, and in 15-20 years this two of my teeth became to be red. I begin to ask dentist what happened with my teeth, and they say, oh, just in your childhood some doctors use this stupid formalin who kill the teeth, and after that these teeth they became pink, gray pink. But at that time they didn't know that. They just thought that it's a very good decision for for teeth. So, and in 15 or 20 years they investigated, or that was mistake. After that people lose their teeth. So I don't know for vaccine. I think I shouldn't put anything that is less than 15 years in me. I think it's very dangerous. Who knows what color of teeth you will have after this vaccine. So 62 minutes already. I hope this video was interesting for you. Thumbs up and subscribe on my channel.